So currently I'm in Cape Town.
I'm at the City of Cape Town, and today I've been judging on the Water Innovation Challenge, and I must say it's been a fascinating experience.
We at GreenCape are competing for water resilience in terms of helping public or private sector reduce water consumption with our technology.
So today we had a Water Resilience Innovations competition.
I'm here for the Innovations in Water Resilience competition.
Welcome to our first ever Innovations for Water Resilience competition. Our first presenters by the random draw are Impact Free Water, Anton Berkowitz and Craig Matheson.
So we have a product called the WEROP, the Wave Energy Reverse Osmosis Pump, and the issue is around cost. In particular, the cost of energy required to pump the water and then to take it through reverse osmosis. So what do? We offer you free energy, 24/7, through a Wave Energy Pump.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Thomas. I'm the head of business development for Infinity Showers. So it hooks up to electricity through the roof of your bathroom. So there is as you can imagine, a pump, some disinfection technologies, etc., incorporated into it. And it's really as simple as there's a reservoir that captures the water that comes out of the shower head and then recirculates it until you press a button. And when you press that button, it flushes the water out, replaces it with fresh water.
Our next presenter from the Sustainable Water Council, Dr. Greg Duggan and Sean Gargan.
We believe that one of the fundamental challenges facing us today is that water is not appropriately valued by all stakeholders. We believe that the solution to this is to incentivize consumers and businesses alike to change the way that they value water.
How does it work? Essentially, we have a set of requirements referred to as a standard. This standard is based on international best practice with objective requirements that result in consistent and credible outcomes. If you look at an example of a soft drink manufacturer, they might have a production facility in Epping and a head office in the CBD. Both of those facilities would be assessed in terms of the requirements of our standard. That assessment is conducted by SWC accredited independent assessors and includes a full water audit of both facilities. As part of that process, the assessors would identify opportunities for reduction, reuse and recycling of water, as well as improvements to the business's wastewater management. The end result of that is a list of mandatory implementation requirements. If those implementation requirements are successfully implemented and it's been verified by our assessors, membership is granted.
Representing ProFlow water saving nozzles, Dallas Broughton.
We're from a company called Turner Plastics, and we've developed this little nozzle called ProFlow. We tested it as a flow restrictor, gave 71% plus more flow restriction compared to normal 15mm inlet pipe. We just tested at atmospheric pressure, and it also increased the pressure on the taps by 45%. So if you're washing your dishes and things, you don't actually open your faucet as much.
The Willemans water treatment technology platform is Professor Lingam Pillay.
So for the next couple of minutes, I'm going to share with you something that we have developed that can hopefully contribute to 3 R's. The Willemans water purification microfilter. Backwash water recovery. If you have a pool, you pump it through a sand filter to clean up most things. The pool filter gets backwashed, and all of that water gets sent out to the drain. Instead of that backwash water going down the drain, take it out to a JoJo tank. Challenge was develop a filter that will allow that to filter under gravity back into the pool. So you're talking about complete recovery of the backwash water. So the water just goes into a tank, goes via our filter, back into the pool. So you might backwash arbitrarily for half an hour. It might take a day for the water to filter back. There's no input from anyone whatsoever. This has been already demonstrated at Paul Risk Gym.
My name is Beni Mulala, and we run a renewable startup company called Elmad Sustainable Solutions. We specialize in generating electricity from domestic wastewater. So this is your dirty water. We are able to generate electricity from that, and our byproduct will be producing water and purifying water from wastewater treatment plants. So how an MFC works, we are able to generate electricity, right? So we put in our domestic wastewater. This domestic wastewater will now produce water and at the same time treat the wastewater and also produce electricity. That's our byproduct. This is a single stage process and purifies wastewater to 80%. This whole unit will, let's say it will be in a wastewater treatment plant in the big tank.
The Friedrich Naumann Foundation's partnership with GreenCape is a very new one. It's a very exciting one.
It was a lot of fun, a lot of pitching, a lot of excitement, and some really tense judging moments where we had to try and figure out who we were going to actually award the final competition prize to.
So we thought it would be a good idea to showcase these companies, celebrate them, and give them opportunities, an opportunity for exposure to potential investors.
Some really great ideas that have come out of this, and to some extent I think a lot of it has been spurred on by the water crisis that Cape Town has come through.
The one thing about climate change is it's landed directly in this province. Everyone understands it beyond agriculture. Agriculture always understands droughts and cycles. Now suddenly tourism understands exactly what water is about.
Hopefully the legacy of this crisis is both one of a more water resilient city, but also a more innovative city that really starts to produce a kind of water economy with exciting ideas like we've seen today.
These things come along and they challenge us, but one thing we do in South Africa is we rise to the occasion. And for me, it's really exciting to see the number of companies coming up and doing amazing things and finding solutions. That's what entrepreneurs do.
The innovation that was showcased today, I think, was awe-inspiring. I think it's really exciting to see what individuals and companies come up with in terms of solutions.
Man, it's amazing because as South Africans, we can come up with our own solution to deal with our own crisis, but it also allows us to compete on a global level. So a platform like GreenCape can allow us to solve the problems, but also open up avenues in the global space.
We certainly saw a lot of ideas mushrooming in the heat of the crisis. But what's important now is we need to land those ideas into proper business proposals, into proper businesses where we can start to manufacture these goods and services in Cape Town and actually start to export that to the rest of the world.
Well, we needed to look at something, a technology that was both highly innovative, so something that wasn't out there before, but could also be commercializable and actually make money and generate jobs from.
Judging was really difficult. It was a tight competition. I think the caliber of participants was extremely high.
The winning project, Liquid Gold.
Well, it's a very interesting idea, certainly a lot of laughs all around as well, because he's taken a very interesting concept, and what they're ultimately aiming to do is to collect urine from people in a very innovative way and then utilize that urine to turn it into fertilizer.
It's a bold innovation, it's an exciting innovation to put our efforts behind, and we really hope it goes places.
As we understand, we got a 2 billion backlog around safe sanitation. So we've pitched in solving that sort of challenge, but more importantly, how do we take the waste and turn it into something that's beneficial for agriculture so that we have food security as South Africans. So I focused around that in terms of the market potential and what it means to us as a business in terms of job creation.
It also has a very strong value proposition. We also see it as having a clear market that could actually be leveraged both immediately in the current context, and where there are a number of different customers we think could actually use this technology.
I think it's a brilliant idea, and in particular will have value in rural communities.
I guess one of the highlights of today was really seeing the passion behind these companies, behind these ideas. I mean, an enormous amount of time and work and effort and sweat and tears and blood goes into producing the products that have been showcased today.
The highlights were some of the competitors in terms of the technology they're bringing. It's great to be competitive, but it's also great to know that there's real solutions for real problems that we're facing. So I don't necessarily see myself as a winner, but I also see myself as part of a category for the solutions that are out there. So well done to all the competitors.
What we saw today was ideas right from the kind of very small right to the very big. So we saw things like just very cheap water nozzles produced very cheaply, which can reduce water by 70%. That's a fantastic idea, and certainly we want to see some of that flow out there, but also to the large scale kind of engineering products, which is around, for instance, using wave energy to power your diesel plants. Now, if something like that takes off, it will be fantastic for the Western Cape. It will really help us to reduce it and really help to get diesel out there at a very cheap rate. So what we've seen here is ideas from all scales.
Hey to GreenCape and Friedrich Naumann Foundation, thanks very much for putting this kind of platform together. We need more of these platforms so entrepreneurs can think about their pitches.
I'd like to thank Friedrich as well as GreenCape for this opportunity.
Certainly we're hoping to see that Cape Town will become the epicenter of a kind of water economy globally, and that's what I think competitions like this help to do.
Keep saving water.